All right, so with all of that down and out of the way, now it is time to officially talk about all things DC fandom in our special Day of the Week segment. This is what to watch this weekend. There is a lot of things, a lot of recommendations that we could give you of things to watch this weekend. But there are, there's quite a few things coming up on the DC fandom page. So let me bring this up real quick for you guys, so you can get a taste of this. So Tim, what we're gonna do is let's just go down through each panel. One by one. Each panel, by the way, you guys, is each panel is only about 15, 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes is the longest panel. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Very few panels go over 20 minutes. So I think that's really interesting that DC fandom has decided to go in this route. But yeah, let's just take a look at some of these things. Wonder Woman 1984 panel. Tim, what are some things that you think we can expect to see at that, or rather during that particular panel? Wonder Woman 1984.
I really love the. Oh man, don't do it to me now, Gilligan. I really love the.
You love the
direction that Patty Jenkins took with the first Wonder Woman. Oh, come on, Gilly. Hold on.
He's doing one of those things. Yeah. Yeah, let me put you on mute for a second until Gilligan gets himself under control. I also am, I'm really looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984. I think, to Tim's point, I really enjoyed what Patty Jenkins did with the first film. I thought it was really creative. I thought it was really inventive. The third act, I took some light issue with. That being said, I think that sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be even bigger, better. I'm really looking forward to it. And one of the things that I think we can expect specifically from tomorrow's DC fandom event is that they're going to drop a new trailer. Either they're going to drop a new trailer, or they're going to give us just a little kind of like sneak peek, a look behind the curtain, a little bit more than we had before in terms of information. Or maybe they're going to drop some interesting news. Maybe Ben Affleck is going to show up in that movie. Tim, do you have any thoughts in that regard?
I'm hoping that they drop a new trailer. I've missed trailers in general. So I would be excited to see a new trailer. I think if Ben Affleck just made like a victory lap as Batman.
Can you imagine?
Or I don't know if it's a victory lap or not, whatever kind of lap it is. But yeah, I would like. I think that would be the most exciting thing for me, would be to see a new trailer, because I like trailers. They get me excited about movies. I mean, that they do. For me. Trailers work on me, man. I'm a sucker for marketing, and when they, if it's a good trailer, there's a good chance I'm going to go see that movie in theaters quickly, but also, especially in a sequel, I think a trailer is really wonderful. A new trailer would be really fun, because there would be those kind of like maybe some hints at Easter eggs, or something like that might just keep that carrot dangling in front of us for a little bit longer.
I love it.
But I am excited for this movie, though. I really am.
Oh, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Maybe we'll get a glimpse of that. I regret everything I just said.
Never regret, Tim. Never go back. Yes, and yourself. Yeah. So there's just a couple of thoughts there about Wonder Woman. Do you guys think that there's going to be a new trailer coming out? Do you think that they're going? Because I know there was an agreement. There was a thing that came out previously that said there weren't going to be, or rather, the next Wonder Woman trailer was going to debut with was it Tenet? I think it was going to debut in front of Tenet. Or no, Inception. It was going to be the re-release of Inception. They were going to release a trailer for Wonder Woman 84, and I can't remember what the other thing was. So, but I mean, maybe now that Tenet has been released in the UK and new Wonder Woman trailers are out, maybe they are going to give us a brand new trailer at DC Fandom tomorrow morning. Jump down to the comment section below. Let us know what you think they're going to do during the DC Fandom event. All right, moving on. Let's go down to, let's see, the next panel is the official DC Fandom store. Yeah, I don't need to talk about that. Postmates offer. Great. Good for DC getting involved with Postmates. Warner Brothers Games Montreal announcement. Interesting. Tim, are you much of a gamer?
Arkham Origins was a really fun game, and I am excited to see that this game is. I know that there's rumors. I don't know if they've been confirmed, but at the last I heard, there was rumors that this game was going to follow the Court of Owls, and that is something that would be so cool. And it's going to be cool. I'm excited. I'm like I have no idea what's going to happen in this panel. But if the game is indeed about Court of Owls, then I think that folks will be excited about that, and I certainly would be, because that I think.
What do you think?
What a concept for a video game.
What do you think the probability is that it is going to follow up Court of Owls?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest. You know what? I'm thinking that
50%. Do you think it's going to be more likely or less likely?
I just don't see where that rumor comes from if there isn't some element of Court of Owls involved in this game.
Okay.
So, and if it is, then it's, if it's, I don't think you can just like sprinkle some of that in there. It either is or it isn't. So for me, I'm going to go with 85%.
Wow. All right, ladies and germs, you heard it here first. 85% chance. This is going to do a follow-up of Court of Owls. What do you think? The Warner Brothers Games the Montreal Games panel is going to be about. Jump down to the comment section. Let us know your thoughts. Moving on to the next panel. Let's jump out of this page. Let's go back to the previous. A Sandman universe entering the Dreaming panel. It's funny. I currently have my laptop that we're broadcasting from right now. Currently, I can't show you, but it is currently seated on two different Sandman omnibuses. It's huge. Like each volume is like this thick, so I just have it raised up on the Sandman. I've started reading it. I haven't gotten through. Tim, have you read any of the Sandman?
Nope.
Great. So that's a panel we don't have to talk about. Cool. Moving on. Multiverse 101 introducing Flash panel. Beyond Batman. The Suicide Squad panel debuts at 2:55 p.m. tomorrow. Woof. Have you seen this logo for Suicide Squad, Tim? No, please.
But then the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, I can see what people like. I can see where people's issues were with this movie. And then but after I finished that thought, my next thought was, but I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I remember when that movie. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I will put this totally out there though, that if you put Viola Davis in something, it's gonna be pretty good for me.
She makes everything better. Better.
Yeah.
I don't like the actor that they got to play Rick Flag. I thought he was a dud. I loved Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was hands down. She stole the movie. Will Smith was okay.
He was Will
He was
Smith.
fine. Yeah, he was Will Smith doing his Will Smith thing. Welcome to
Look at that.
Earth. I'm Deadshot. Essentially, I just mashed two different movie references into one. You're welcome. But yeah, I mean, like the rest of the movie, it was like, man, yeah, it's all right. Are you familiar at all with the like what this particular movie, like what's happening with this film?
The only thing, the only thing I really know about it, and this is not much, is that it's not.
Yeah,
Because then you don't have to worry about, taking an hour of your 2.5 most likely hour movie to remind us why it's a sequel.
Right.
Just give me another film with the same characters that I like. Cool.
From my understanding, well, first of all, James Gunn, from Guardians of the Galaxy fame, when he got fired from Disney, but before he got rehired with Disney, right after his initial firing, everybody knew that his firing was bogus. Disney should have known about his horrendous tweets, and again, I'm not excusing his tweets. They were pretty bad. They were pretty filthy. They were garbage. They're disgusting. But as an artist, he learned. And I think that's one of the things that we don't do all that often in the world is allow someone the opportunity to change. We sit here and we say, you need to change, but then we don't give people an opportunity to change. Be more like me. And they don't do that. Or rather, when they do that, we don't accept it. But with James Gunn's case, we did accept it for the most part. Pretty much everybody was on board with this. And DC jumped on, hey, James Gunn is unemployed right now. Let's get him involved. They offered him the Superman sequel film. He turned it down. They offered him Justice League. He turned it down. But he wanted Suicide Squad, which at first knee-jerk reaction is like, really? But yeah, exactly. Like you said, it tracks. That logic tracks.
It feels like a parallel to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Even though it's some anti-heroes. It's I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited. I like James Gunn's vision with Guardians of the Galaxy, although I didn't love the second one. And you're right. I think we so often we're like, we need these people. We want you to change. You need to change. You must change. And in so many of the cases, those people are right. I think what's the unfortunate thing is, like you were saying, and maybe we're backtracking here, but is that so rarely people do change, so that we don't when people do, we don't really know. We don't know if we believe it or not. I think it's like we're desensitized to the fact that it's possible for people to indeed change. And I think in James Gunn's case, obviously I don't know him personally, and I can't give you any behind the scenes, but it obviously seems like he's made amends, not made amends, but really truly
he has
feels
changed.
bad, has learned from his mistakes and errors and all that. And I would hope that he'd get more opportunities, because I do really enjoy his films, and it's once again, it's yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. So I'm really hoping for at least a teaser from this panel tomorrow. What are you guys hoping to see in the Suicide Squad panel tomorrow? Any major news bombs? Any announcements? Any trailers? I think they're probably going to drop some kind of a trailer, some visual candy for us. It's been far too long, and we've heard enough about the Suicide Squad with no results. We haven't seen anything. We've heard little whispers and snippets, but I think it's time, especially at a DC Fandom event, to drop some major news there. So again, what do you guys think? Jump on down to the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts of what you think they're going to do during that panel. All right, moving on. Next panel, we have boss females of color within the DC Universe panel. I think that is honestly going to be really cool. This panel is only it's a 20-minute panel. Okay. 20-minute panel. Blurred bougie. Well, there you go. I think they're going to drop some really cool, interesting news for boss females of color within the DC universe. I don't know if they're going to be announcing any new films. I mean, there's possibilities are endless. Next panel, Legacy of the Bat. Again, just talking, Batman stuff. Chris Doherty is doing a performance. The Joker, next panel at 4:30, put on a happy face. I think is interesting. I think it's interesting that they're doing a panel about the documentary. Tim, I don't know if you saw, but they just released a documentary for free called "Put on a Happy Face" about all the different incarnations of the Joker. I haven't watched it yet. I literally downloaded it last night. It's free on iTunes. I assume it's free on the Google Play Store or wherever you get your VOD from. Yeah, it's a free documentary. Go ahead and download it. Release. Check it out. I think that would be really interesting to see and check out.
This is my first hearing of it, and I'm excited to download it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, based on the trailer, they say they kind of talk about these are all the different incarnations of Joker in film and television over the years, but also what makes Joker such a compelling villain? Why is he the greatest villain of all time? So anyway, so maybe look forward to that in the Joker panel tomorrow. Then they do a Jim Lee portfolio review. Jim Lee, actually, it's interesting to note. I still have this pulled up here. Jim Lee was the one who did this first look for The Batman, Matt Reeves' film. Let me see if they have the full poster. They kind of have the full poster down here. Let's see if we can pull this up on Twitter. Oh, Tim, you might want to turn that volume down because I can hear myself from 3 minutes ago. And there it is, no problem. So this is the art done by Jim Lee. Jim Lee, if you're not familiar, is a very well-known comic book illustrator throughout DC Comics, Marvel Comics. If you're familiar with the 90s run of the X-Men, which eventually got transformed into X-Men animated series, that was all done thanks to Jim Lee himself. So I think that would be a really interesting panel to see, kind of like, hey, let's go over the artwork of Jim Lee throughout the years. 4:45, DC Comics has a surprise panel. Now, this is the comic division. This isn't so much the film or television division. So there could be some really interesting things to pop out there. I'm Batman. The voices behind the cowl, all the different voice actors who've played Batman over the years come out to tell us their experiences. Now, here we come to some of the big news. Here, some of the big heavy hitters in the later part of the day tomorrow. 5:30 p.m., the Snyder Cut of Justice League panel. This particular panel is 25 minutes, one of their longer panels of the day. Description: Zack Snyder fields questions from fans with a few surprise guests as he discusses his eagerly awaited upcoming cut of the 2017 feature film and the movement that made it happen. Special guests. He's going to field some questions. Tim, what sorts of questions do you think that he's going to field here? Who do you think some of the special guests are going to be? First of all,
two questions.
Let me back up and add a third question on top of that. Were you aware that there is a Zack Snyder cut of the film?
I was.
Okay.
I was aware. I've been hearing the grumblings, and anytime there is an alternate, cut, a director's cut, I was when DVDs were super popular back in the day. We're talking like 1999 to 2006, let's say. When you could buy everything had a special edition with a director's cut, and oh man, I remember I bought a Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie. I got this special edition Spider-Man DVD, and it was just the movie with a whole bunch of extra Spider-Man crap. But there was a special edition, and then extra scenes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Always interesting to see another version of thing, another artistic vision. I think as an artist, it's especially interesting for me to see in film, to see what, because it's similar shots, right? But it's just a different edit, and it's going to be.
Well, it's yes, there are similar shots. It is going to be a different edit. However, it's not going to be a movie. This is going to be a limited series on HBO Max. So they're doing, I believe it's 4 episodes, each episode being an hour long. He's taking the entire Justice League movie story that he had created. He basically filmed everything that he wanted to film. And then when Joss Whedon came in, Joss Whedon left like 50%, 75% of it on the cutting room floor. And then he did all these reshoots. They spent all this money to do all these reshoots to complete Joss Whedon's vision. So there is going to be a lot of new material that we haven't seen before. And
Wonderful.
One of the things I'm looking forward to is seeing Superman, or not seeing Superman, first of all. Because who knows if he's even going to be in this version. But if we do see Superman, I hope and pray that we do not get a CGI'd mustache removal. Because that looks terrible. That is literally the first shot of the film. The first scene. The first image of a live-action human being on screen in the Justice League movie is Superman with a CGI'd takeout. A CGI takeout of a mustache. So anyway.
And that didn't bother you at all?
No. Can you tell? I'm not bothered. How about you? No.
Years later.
No, but I think this is going to be a really cool incarnation. I mean, Batman vs. Superman was not a great film. But I think it has endured better than we thought it was going to. Knee-jerk reaction, it was, everybody hated it. But then the more time that we've had for it to sit with us, it's gotten a little better over time. I don't think people hate it with as much vitriol as they once did.
Yeah, I feel the same way about it. When I first saw it, I didn't like it at all. And I've seen it a couple more times since because I am a glutton for punishment, apparently. But I do try to see everything twice, for that reason, because I think the first time we see something, whether we like it or not, we're so influenced by outside opinions and what we've heard and our preconceived notions going into a thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be movie, TV, whatever sort of medium that you're viewing something on. So when I go around and watch it that second time, I always like to. It's usually in a different environment too. It's at home. It's not in the theater with feeling that sort of vibe from the crowd.
Or sometimes even if you do see it the second time in the theater, it's a different crowd, so you get a very different perspective on it.
Which I love. Which is one of the reasons I love going to the movies. And seeing. Not that the movie is live entertainment, because it's not, but it is in the same sense that you're watching it live with an audience, with a collective group. So much that is similar to the experience of being in an audience with folks, obviously. And we are changed by the people around us in a theater. And so for the second time through, it grew on me a little bit, and I believe I've seen it 3 times since.
Okay.
And, in my mind, it's not something that, I think about. But when I do think about it...
I have images of you walking down the street going, Batman versus Superman. You're at the checkout counter at grocery stores. You know the scene when Doomsday comes out? Yeah.
Well... I mean, you're not too far off. That is kind of how my brain operates.
I love that.
Randomly assaulting people at Walgreens with questions about stuff they know nothing about. Yeah.
So when they say, Martha, do you think that... okay, so tomorrow at the Justice League Zack Snyder cut of Justice League panel, what sorts of groundbreaking news do you think that they're going to announce?
I don't know.
If any.
I don't know. Will there be groundbreaking? I mean, I guess potential future projects with Snyder and DC could come up, but maybe they already have.
How much do you think? Because DC has already been in Warner Brothers as well. They've been very vocal, saying that Henry Cavill is done as Superman. He will never put the cape back on again. Having said that, there have been multiple instances where Henry Cavill has popped up. A couple of weeks ago, he did a live Q&A on, I think it was Reddit, with Zack Snyder, where they both answered questions. I mean, actors don't normally come out of the woodwork to promote a film that they did 4 years ago, or I guess 3 years ago, however long ago it was. They don't do that. Not only that, but there's conspiracy theories on the internet saying that 2 years ago, Henry Cavill, he looked pretty good, like he's a built guy, whatever. Now, if you look at his Instagram now, he is ripped. He has been training for something. Is it training for Witcher Season 2? Maybe. But is it possible that he's training to get in shape to play the Man of Steel Buns?
I hope not. He's boring.
Yep.
Everything he's in, he's boring in.
I liked him. I'm gonna play this card. I liked him in one film. I liked him.
What's that?
Mission Impossible 6.
No, he's boring in that.
No, he was good in that. I will fight you to the death on that. I didn't care for Witcher. Superman. A lot of his other what was the other spy movie that he did with Guy Ritchie, directed?
Oh God,
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
That's
the Man from U.N.C.L.E. I did not care for the Man from U.N.C.L.E. I know a lot.
Oh no, that movie was torture.
Yeah.
He was so bored. That was the most boring performance. He is one of the most boring actors. And I'm sure he's a lovely human being, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Who knows? No, I mean, who knows, right? We don't know anything about the human being, Henry Cavill, other than that he's an actor. Yeah. And as far as his acting is concerned, it's very one note. It's like, we get it. You're stoic. I don't understand. Like, I just don't get it.
Before Daniel Craig, he was the number 2 option to be James Bond before they hired Daniel Craig.
Jeez.
Your reaction right now is everything to me.
Can you imagine? Oh, man. Oh,
lay it on
God.
me. Say
Can you imagine a 4-hour James Bond movie with Henry Cavill?
Ooh.
Like, quite literally.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that would be... Oh, man.
I understand Henry Cavill has he has his fan base. I am not one of those people. Subjectivity
and I don't want to be... I really do feel like guilty almost ripping the guy, but like, yeah, for me, when I see like, oh, Henry Cavill's in this movie, I'm like, why is he in this? There's like it's like 9 other people that are Henry Cavill but better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. Yeah, for me, he doesn't do it.
I agree with your assessment. I'm just trying to keep the viewing audience, if anybody has a differing opinion, for all 4 people watching this live stream right now. If anyone has a differing opinion, jump down to the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. Guys, we are over. What are we at now? 1 hour 6 minutes. So let's try and do our best to try and wrap this up a little bit. We're gonna breeze through some of this stuff. All right. DC Fandom, the Flash panel, the TV panel should be cool. They're probably going to announce the last season. This is probably going to be Grant Gustin's last season playing Flash, is what I would imagine. The Black Adam panel, I think, will be really cool. The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, will be making an appearance as Black Adam in this panel. Are they going to announce who the anti-villain is? What do you call those movies? Venom. Venom was a movie where he is the villain, but he's also the star of his own movie. So like, what are we calling this genre of movies?
I don't
You know
know.
what I mean, though. Like when it's the villain, who does the villain fight? Usually it's the good guy, but when the villain that the villain is fighting is even worse than the villain of his own heroic movie, like it's a bit of a conundrum. Anyway, who are they going to cast in the Black Adam panel? Or as Black Adam's villain? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out. Then we go down to CNN. Great, awesome. CNN, awesome. Titans TV panel. Nobody cares about Titans. Straight up. Aquaman, probably in Aquaman 2. I would imagine.
I just want to put that out there. Sorry.
No, but it was fun. It was nuts. It was
when
bombastic.
When they did that whole.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh, I think we lost Tim. I think we just lost Tim. Oh, tears of sadness. Oh, Tim. Tim. All right. Excuse me, I have to adjust my volume. Cool. There we go. Yeah. So, I mean, just various things to look forward to. Oh, where are we going? Sorry. I've lost my track of everything. There we go. Here we are. Ask Harley Quinn. Wonder Woman's 80th celebration, I think, should be really cool. Tomorrow's superheroes with Jim Lee. Again, the great Jim Lee coming back. Hey, look at that. Tim is calling us again. Let's see if we can pipe Tim in. Tim, you there? I'm sorry, say it again? Oh, there he is. Okay, great. We got Tim back. Let's make sure that Tim here is actually in our live stream. Tim, are you still there? He is. Woof.
I'm here.
NDI Sewer still working? Still working. Great. Excellent. Fantastic. Yeah, so we're just continuing to go through all the different oh man, I'm losing my what's happening. There we go. Sorry, the volume on my end is getting a little screwy. Yeah, so let's just keep going through the panel here. Shazam, probably gonna announce a second Shazam movie. We already know that it's coming. Big question is Black Adam going to make an appearance in the second Shazam film. Then right after at 7:50 tomorrow night, Wonder Woman 1984, the cast play Werewolf 1984. Let's check this out. What is this about? If you you can see this poster. This is a crazy poster. It looks great. Join the cast of Wonder Woman 1984 and Rooster Teeth's Fiona Nova as they play Werewolf 1984, a fun adaptation of a game they played while on set filming the picture. And then the question is, can you figure out who the villains are? I if you are the kind of person that enjoys watching some of those YouTube channels of other people playing games, like role-playing games and stuff, this will most definitely be up your alley. Tim?
Yeah, I think so too. That sounds super fun. My standards for entertainment have I shouldn't say standards, but my palette for entertainment has changed a lot over the last 6 months. Yeah. I have found a lot of pleasure in watching groups of people play games that I enjoy playing as well, both from a strategy standpoint and just from a game theory standpoint and entertainment alone. It's fun to watch people do a thing just to have fun. I think, maybe it's because I'm an improviser and that's part of the fun of improv is getting to see other people enjoying what they do in a live setting. And this feels similar to me.
Especially as improvisers, anytime you get into a role-playing game like D&D or something like that is what we do on stage. Essentially, in D&D you have one assigned character and you keep playing in this fantasy world over and over and over again from week to week to week, and the story just keeps going. Whereas on stage as an improviser, it's like episode of the week, and then it just keeps changing, right? So that's... If that's something that you are into, if that's something you enjoy watching, like the rest of us, jump down to the comment section. Let us be know. I think
Let us be known.
we all need to be known. You guys, we are just going to skip through the last few of these. Because it's the panel's pretty much wrapping up for the day. They're doing the Batman panel at 8:30. Also, of course, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this one of the video games? Yes. Yes, Kill the Justice League. Yep, one of the video games. Brand new game coming out. So check that out. The Batman panel, I think, is they have to release some kind of a teaser trailer, or something. That's their last panel of the day. All of these panels, everything that we've already talked about, will be playing on repeat all through Sunday. So if you missed a panel, if you want to go back and rewatch it, it's going to be airing again on Sunday. So you can go back and watch all that stuff. But in terms of the Batman, I mean, we've pretty much belabored.
Yep.
We've belabored this point to death, or beleaguered.
Justice Leaguer.
We've be-justice leaguered. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, you guys, we're gonna wrap up the this particular section, so we can move on and take your live questions. I know how much you love sitting here listening to me meander on about all kinds of things, but we're already at an hour 14. We still have your live questions to go into, so.